AmandaLand, AmandaLand, AmandaLand. Y'all, let's get into Watch, Don't Watch. All right. Give it up for the homie Desmond Thorne.
What's up?
Yes. Oh my gosh. If y'all are true Amanda Seals fans, you know Desmond been in the building with us for a very long time.
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. Look at folks. They say, yay, welcome, Desmond. Yay.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
Desmond.
What's up, Lexi? How you doing?
So listen, people are in the building. Y'all, if you don't know, Watch Don't Watch is a little segment that Desmond and I used to do on my radio show, The Amanda Seals Show, where Desmond, our TV and film critic, would let us know film and TV shows that we should watch or that we should not watch. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta leave it alone. Sometimes you just gotta leave it over there, you know.
So, Desmond, you said that today you are going to be talking to us about these Oscar yawns.
Yeah. I mean, it is so crazy to expect something different every year, but every year, for the most part, you're just like, did y'all watch movies? Like, what's happening?
So did you feel like they were wrong, or did you feel like they were just they didn't have a lot to pull from?
I feel like it's actually a combination of the two. Like, this year in film wasn't necessarily strong in the kinds of things that they're looking for, you know? And also, it just felt predictable. Like, as I was reading the list, it just felt very predictable, you know?
Well, let me also just make a point of stating that we do not consider the Oscars to be some overall like definitive, what's the word I'm looking for? Like measure of talent. So anyone who's on here like, oh, are y'all? No, we just love film. And these people who make films, they be really caring about the Oscars, and it actually ends up being a way for us to talk about the films that you may not know about. So
100%. 100%.
So yes. So talk to us.
So I'm just gonna go down the Best Picture nominees because I think that kind of gives you a good feeling of the entire vibe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go in alphabetical order and kind of keep the suspense on which one is a watch and which one is a don't watch. So First one up is Anora.
Never heard of it.
You haven't heard of Anora?
I haven't heard of Anora.
It's really good. You know, this one is a watch. This is about a young woman who is an exotic dancer, a stripper. And it's kind of a bit of a Cinderella story. She meets this young, wealthy Russian guy, and then, you know, things happen. I'm not going to give too much away, but it does have a Cinderella story kind of vibe to it. To me, this is a watch. This film is very well acted. I think the lead, Mikey Madison. Did you watch Better Things? The show?
Of course.
So the oldest daughter from Better Things is the lead in this movie. And she's fantastic. I love to see actor growth. I think what's more exciting than seeing an actor just be amazing all the time is to see them like grow over the years. And it's so beautiful to see her grow from that show when she was a kid to this role where she really like commands the movie. I mean, look at her.
Yeah, this is a poster, honey.
She's serving shoulder.
She's shy. She's shy.
It's really good. I mean, I do have to say, I think it's time to ask why Sean Baker does always make movies about sex workers as a cis white straight man. Just a question, not an accusation.
Why do you think?
That's something that I'm wrestling with inside myself. I have no idea. I mean, his first big movie was Tangerine. Great movie.
Okay.
And then we go into The Florida Project, another great movie.
You
And
know,
then we
I've never
go
watched The
into,
Florida Project. Do I need to watch The Florida Project?
I think you'd like it. I think give it a watch. Since you're from, the
Yes.
area, I think give it a watch. He
Okay.
uses a lot of like real people who are from the area as well. So it does feel authentic. And then there's like Willem Dafoe. So it's like a
Fair.
mixture of people. Next up, we have The Brutalist. Have you heard of this one?
I've heard the name, but I don't know. I guess I just wasn't interested in any real films this year. That's why I'm so glad to have you here.
That and that's such a big part of it. It's like it would be so nice to have a crop of movies that everyone was like genuinely excited about, but I
Right.
feel like that's gotten further and further away from what they actually are. But this movie is about a brutalist architect
Oh, this is
played
the one
by
with Demi Moore, right?
no. Ooh, we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that. Ooh. Uh, the Brutalist has Adrian Brody.
Oh, we
Guy
love Adrian
Pearce.
Brody now.
He's very good. This movie is long. This movie is 3 hours and 35 minutes.
Why?
Great question. I don't really think it has to be.
Wait, you said 3 hours and 35 minutes?
35 minutes. Yes.
No.
With an intermission.
Unnecessary, bro.
I will say for the most part that this film is a watch. Part one being substantially better than part two for me.
Okay.
I do kind of love a film that feels like a biopic, but this person was not real. I was kind of gagged to learn that this person was not real, and this is like essentially a made-up story because it's approached in such a way that it does honestly feel real. At the end of the movie, I was like, "Oh, let me Google him," and I was like, "Oh,
okay,
literally not real." Very beautifully shot. Like I said, part one is better than part two. It does kind of fall apart a little bit after the intermish for me. But well acted. Adrian Brody, Guy Pearce, acting down.
Yes,
Down.
always.
This is what they do. They came to act, and that's what they do. Next, we have A Complete Unknown. This Bob Dylan movie.
My mother is obsessed with this movie.
I am so sorry, Nettie. This to me is a no-watch. It's a no-watch. And I'm sorry to this man. Sorry to Bob Dylan.
Really?
To me, it just felt so basic biopic. Like, what was different about it? Period. Like, what was different about it? I think it kind of felt like watching Timothée Chalamet playing Bob Dylan. That's all it felt like to me. To the point where the film is called The Complete Unknown, they might have benefited from casting someone who was a fucking unknown,
Dang!
Not to say that he's bad, but he's become such a personality and such a like well-known actor that it just feels like you're watching him do an imitation, and it didn't work for me.
Damn.
It didn't work for me. Did not work.
Okay, we have a disagreement. Reese Roberts from London says, "I'm sorry, but disagree with Desmond. I liked it. Is it the best music biopic? No, but are the performances good? Yes."
I will say, to a certain extent, performances are pretty good. I think, honestly, MVP is Edward Norton, which surprised me. I thought he was fantastic. But I
just watched American History X the other day. Ed Norton is never not fantastic. Am I wrong?
He never misses.
Okay.
Birdman, he's great.
We great. Love him. Okay.
Next up, a movie that we both like, Conclave. Woo! Woo!
Conclave was solid.
Very surprising, because from the outside, I was like, I don't want to watch a movie about popes. Like,
exactly.
What is this?
Exactly.
This looks like a television movie. This looks like something that I'm so not interested in, but it was a gag. I was gagging.
It was gagging. Well, listen, anytime Ray Fiennes is in the mix, I feel like we're always, but let me just also inform y'all, Ray Fiennes is actually Ray Fiennes. I have met him in person, and it takes a lot for me to find like, white man attractive. But I remember I was a hostess at the Odeon restaurant in New York, and he came in, and I'm not even like I wasn't starstruck. I was fine struck.
Yes, yes. Fine struck.
I was fine struck. Like it was like irrelevant to me that he was from the films that I'd seen. I was like, like his
100%.
skin this man does not do drugs. Like his skin was just really rich and you know, like when you would see those old Nestle commercials where they're pouring the milk in for the chocolate, like he's obviously not the chocolate, but he was the milk, and it was really it was really just fabulous. So shout out to Ray Fine. He was so pleasant as well.
Oh.
Is it possible for me to get a table? I said, let me tell you, sir, I really am only accustomed to seeing you in roles where you are in distress or being evil, like that of a deranged SS soldier in Schindler's List. So seeing you now in all of this handsomeness is a lot for me. He's also tall.
Ooh, yes.
He's like 6'2", solid.
Ooh, all these things are so rare for a white man. Like,
I'm just saying, like, it was a lot to take in. The only other person I can liken it to is Keanu.
Ooh, you met Keanu Reeves?
I've met Keanu Reeves at least 3 times, and every time I act like it's the first time. Every time I'm like, ah! And not because of him being a star, but because he's so nice.
Yes.
Like he's like a really like kind. It's not niceness, it's kindness. Like you feel the warmth.
He radiates warmth. Yeah. Literally.
He really is Neo. He really is.
So good. I mean, yeah. Conclave, very surprising. I know that it looks like it will be a boring movie that does not deserve your time, but it's got a lot of nominations for a reason. This one,
we'll give it.
I loved.
Okay.
I loved. Dune Part 2.
Don't spend much time on this.
That's what I'm saying. To me, I'm not really a Dune girly.
I also don't feel like it should be nominated for Best Picture. Best Effects, fine.
Yes.
Best Costume, no problem. Yes. Best Picture, where?
Come on.
To me, Best Picture needs to have all of the things. Now, mind you, rarely is the Best Picture that.
Truly.
Moonlight is an exception.
Yes.
Okay. Slumdog Millionaire, an exception.
Yes.
But so often we just see big movies as the Best Picture. No.
And they're like, you did that. You made a big movie.
Someone said, Maya said, it took me 3 days to watch Dune. It felt like a lullaby to me.
Period.
Touché. Now, y'all, some of y'all might be wondering, why are they spending so much time talking about movies? Because these are dark times.
Yes.
And we always have to remember the arts. The arts 100%. Will keep our heart. 100%. The arts will keep our heart. I will get back to all of the doomsday news after. But for now, let's just enjoy talking about film.
Let's keep it light.
Just levity.
For a second.
Yes.
Next, a very controversial nominee, Emilia Perez.
Okay, so I have not seen this, but I don't know if I should, if I shouldn't. I feel like I'm betraying my trans folks if I see it. I don't know. Yes, so tell me.
Yes. This one is so in between for me because I absolutely understand where you're coming from. And I felt the same way as well. I was like, there are so many things about this film that show a misunderstanding of transness and Mexican culture. This film was directed by a French white guy. And there is definitely a lack of authenticity. Like, I think this film could have really worked from a story perspective had it not been a musical.
It's a
musical. And the music is really bad.
I was going to say, like, in a musical, the music can't be the joke.
Exactly. 100%. And the music is just like, it's not well written from a music or lyrical perspective. It's the music does not hit. I will say the thing that is worth watching about it are the performances. I think Zoe Saldana, though still have not forgiven her for the Nina Simone film. I will say
I will never forgive her for that because she never asked for forgiveness.
100%. Period.
That's why.
Excellent point.
She never was like, you know what? I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't exactly.
She actually was like, I'm an actress and I should be able to play any role that I want to play. Do that in your house.
Please.
Do that in your house.
Please. Like, do a snatch game by yourself in your mirror. Like,
yeah.
keep it at
Share
that.
it with your group chat.
Keep it at
But
that.
come on. And you live in Ghana. Like, it's not even like you're like Madison Keys, who's like, my mama white, I don't really claim blackness. But shout out to her for winning the Australian Open. But I'm like,
Yeah. And I mean, her and Sophia are good in this movie. And it's wonderful that we have our very first trans Best Actress nominee.
Okay.
And at the same time, this movie, I don't know, it doesn't really hit for me. There is something about it that is worth watching because it's 13 nominations. Like, this film has as many nominations as...
Yeah, but we remember that they be given nominations not because of necessarily the worth, but because of the hype. Like, 100%. People are in the chat talking about J-Lo and Kiss of the Spider Woman, and I don't know. Vocally, that ain't nothing to play with. I'm the Spider Woman.
This is true.
Like, it's Cheetah Rivera. Like, it's really up there. So I know she don't got the range vocally. Maybe she's giving it actory. Or maybe Stevie Mackey got her together vocally, but that
we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to talk about that one when it comes out because this is something that I keep hearing is like a throwback to the way musicals used to be done on screen, which sounds refreshing.
I appreciate that. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Bang, clang, 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 clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Yeah, I see it. All right. What's next?
I'm still here. I actually have not seen.
Okay.
But I will say that this is the refreshing nominee because this does feel kind of grassroots. A lot of Brazilian people were so behind this movie. And it ended up getting, I think, 3 nominations, including, lead actress, I think probably international film as well. It's not like officially out yet. I think it's coming out wide on Valentine's
I was going to say, I feel like I was trying to watch this and I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah. But I've heard it's excellent. So I very much...
Is it about the indigenous people in Brazil?
In Brazil? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. And it's cool to see that kind of up against Amelia Perez that has gotten so much flack for being inauthentic, to see an authentic narrative also be nominated.
Okay, we have a counter. Someone says she did apologize. If I have never seen the apology. So let me rephrase. I have never seen or heard of the apology. If it exists, so be it. I have not witnessed it. So I will.
Either have I. But if it's there.
He said she literally said publicly she was tripping. Send me the link. Because I've never, the only thing I saw was her saying I'm a thespian. So maybe it happened later and I did not see this.
And I will say, to go back to that movie for 1 second, if you are looking for a very good, authentic trans narrative that did come out this year, there's a film called I Saw the TV Glow that I thought was fantastic. I think that there's something in that movie that even if you aren't trans, you can connect to this idea of denying a big part of yourself as you're growing up in this world. That I think was so powerful. That movie really stayed with me. And of course, it is nowhere to be found on any of these nominees, but I thought that movie was fantastic. Yes. Okay. Yes. Agreed. Because also
apparently it's about the dictatorship.
Which that also makes sense when we're talking about Brazil in these political spaces.
Yes.
Like, that's very, very important. Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Apparently, this was in a Guardian article.
Got it.
So what happens, by the way, though, is that when people actually do apologize or do the positive thing, it doesn't get disseminated.
It sure doesn't.
That doesn't surprise me. So we take it back.
Sorry, Zoe.
Sorry, Zoe. We stand corrected. We apologize for not knowing you apologized.
Word.
And I'm so glad to hear that she did apologize because that's 100%. Growth.
Absolutely. We love to see it.
Growth. We love to see it. All right, let's wrap this up. Who else we got? We got Nickel Boys.
Nickel Boys. Have you seen Nickel Boys?
No, my mom said she went this weekend. She said it was amazing.
Loved it. I really loved it.
Okay.
Should be up there for cinematography, and you'll see why. And it's really sad that we've only had one Black cinematographer ever nominated for an Oscar. Bradford Young for Arrival. Ernest Dickerson was never nominated for any of the Spike Lee movies. And this cinematographer, Joe Frey, should be nominated. This movie is fantastic. It also talks about a part of Black history that I don't think gets talked about a lot. Like, this is based on real shit. Like, the reform schools.
The reform schools?
Yes. They would put these Black boys in reform schools and essentially abuse them. And so many of them died.
Whoa.
Yes. It's a very good movie. Very, very good movie.
Okay.
The substance. Yes. The POV perspective. Exactly. Cinematography. Like, the whole film is done, for the most part, from first person point of view. That takes a lot of skill. That's
incredible. Yeah, I mean, that's
incredible.
Also a oneer a lot of times. Like, they're just gonna have to do a steady shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in film, y'all. I'm sorry. I was using terms. I'm sorry.
A couple things.
Okay, so the substance I've been seeing. Can I just take a moment real quick? Demi Moore's surgeon is great.
Ooh,
however,
100%.
The amount of hacked up faces I'm watching on television these days is really sad to me. Absolutely. And it's also sad to me because I know that for the white girls, it's also making the white girls feel like this is how they need to be looking. And I'm talking like choppa style, choppa style. The amount of lip filler, the amount of I can see your facelift at your ears. Like, I wish white women would just embrace the wrinkle.
100%.
Just embrace the wrinkle, y'all.
Embrace it.
You know, like Pamela Anderson said, I'm not doing what y'all doing. I'm just not doing it. And she said, I'm gonna just lean into the no makeup. Okay.
100%.
But and the other thing that I've been meaning to text you about is, and we can talk about this on another day, the amount of shows I'm seeing with very mid looking white women next to incredibly, beautifully, aesthetically zhuzhed up women of color. And we're being told that these mid white women are the girls.
No. Propaganda. No.
The girls?
Mm-mm.
And I'm looking at I'm like, I mean, what? You're mid, and that's fine.
But just have it be that. Just tell the truth. Don't need to lie.
You got to know what's mid about you. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, my shape is mid, okay? I'm shaped like an iPad, like an iPhone. I'm sleek lines with curved edges. Like, there's shapes that I see, I'm like, ooh, that's what I want. I want a little more, okay?
Hourglass.
I want a little bit more hourglass. But I see, like, certain things, I'm like, but this mid right there. Like
100%. And that being like the goalpost.
Listen, and Renato Paschal, I think that's Paschal. And he said they ain't the dolls, honey.
They ain't the dolls. They ain't the dolls.
Okay, so last up. Okay, wait, actually, we never even talked about it. So tell me about the substance.
Okay, I love the distributor, love movie. I work with them very often. This movie is really not for me. I think a lot of people who are gagged by this film have not seen The Fly, perhaps, starring Jeff Goldblum. I think
someone asked me yesterday, like, why are my glasses so big? And I was like, because I'm fly. You know, a fly has big eyes. Yeah, okay.
Because I'm fucking fly. I think Demi Moore is yes. Period. Period, Jacques. Demi Moore is excellent, and I think that, you know, if she wins, it'll be such a nice thing, because a lot of this movie is about aging and about how a lot of times women who are aging, especially in entertainment, are kind of just like thrown to the side. So that kind of symbolically, her winning would be nice, but this movie, to me, lacked substance for a movie that's called...
I was going to say, isn't it called The Substance?
I think when you set something up with so many rules, you really have to follow them. And does it get kind of big and silly? Yes, but I think underneath all of that, you need an emotional connection. And I just didn't really have that for this movie. But Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, they're great. I love them. They're
All right.
fantastic. But last but not least, Wicked. I enjoyed. I had a good time. I thought Ariana and the riff of the year, the decade, perhaps. I mean, the two of them are very good in this movie, and I look forward to the next one. I think there are certain things about it that I wish were better from like a filmmaking perspective, maybe, and I'm holding it up to things like Chicago. You know, it's a high bar. It's a high bar. But that being said, I enjoyed myself in the theater. I had fun. The music slaps, and the ladies are serving. Well-deserved Oscar nominations for the two of them.
They are defying gravity.
They are literally.
I gotta say, Ariana. I mean, we love Cynthia. I wasn't surprised about Cynthia. So don't take my Ariana praise as anything negating Cynthia. It's just that I wasn't surprised because we already know.
Absolutely.
But this was a first venture for Ariana, and she really
very surprising.
Okay. But Hamid is gonna say something that you have already echoed to me. The runtime is a little too much for me.
Agreed. It is a little long. And that's the thing about a lot of these movies, honestly. Wicked, The Substance, Dune, Brutalist, Honora. These movies are all over like 2.5-ish hours. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask sometimes. But yeah, overall enjoyed. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have for us next. Ooh, yes, Chicago.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town?
Boom.
And all that jazz. Let me not do that because YouTube be acting up. So let me not. Yes, we'll do the whole song. So I said, let me not because don't let me start the car. I know a whoopee spot. All right.
Yes. Period.
So at the end of the day, the watch list includes Honora, Conclave.
Yep.
I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, Wicked.
And I would say The Brutalist for the first half.
Fair. All right. All right.
Yes.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Desmond, by the way, we're now over 1,000 viewers, 1,037 viewers. So shout out to us.
You really said, if y'all need me, I'll be out west. I'll be over there.
Defying gravity. Woo, that's a note. Defy. Ooh, Lord. Wow, I can only hit that note because I have a little bit of a cold and your vocal cords get inflamed. And so you can hit notes that you can't hit.
100%. Up in the air, flying, hitting high notes.
To the person on my Instagram asking, why is this the camera angle? Because this is not where you're supposed to be watching. You're supposed to be watching at YouTube Amanda Seales TV. That's why. This is me just giving you a little peek in. It's a little peek. But if you come over here, you'll see the whole thing. Okay. I also just related to Eflaba. Because they be trying to green witch me all day. They really be trying to wicked witch me.
They be trying to bring you down, but nobody in all of Oz.
I think I could fly a broom. I think.
Honestly.
I really feel like I could.
It was really, there was something so beautiful and allowed us to connect to it by casting Elphaba as a Black woman.
Yes.
It brought so much more.
Yes, it really did though. It really did. And I've actually never seen Wicked with a white Elphaba.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it on Broadway and I've seen it on tour and now I've seen it in film and it was always a Black girl. Shout out to Seikon Semglo. Shout out to Seikon. Well, Desmond, you're the best. You guys, I haven't chosen the film yet, but I will be doing a film talk back at Desmond's theater that he creates events for. And tell people about where you work.
So I'm a film programmer at Nighthawk Cinema in Brooklyn. Y'all should come through. Essentially what I do is put together programs of repertory films. We do month-long screening series, and then I do 3 monthly screening series, one of them being Adventures in Black Cinema, based on the podcast I used to do, EP'd by Miss Amanda Seales.
Hey!
And so, for example, February, Black History Month, we're doing a Denzel Washington program, which is very exciting.
Nice.
So yeah, so we curate cinema, we bring people out, and we do these fun events. I'm so excited to have Amanda up in the house. That's gonna be a gag.
It's going to be a gag. We're going to watch a film and we're going to break it down the same way that y'all love how we break things down here. And this is really leaning into the artistic intellectual. So I really feel like the arts, we gotta continue to keep them elevated, y'all. 100%. Keep them connected. All right. So that information will be available on my website, AmandaSeals.com, as well as make sure you sign up for my newsletter at AmandaSeals.com so you can be in on that. That's going to be going down in Brooklyn in March. Okay. Last question from Reese. He wants to know, what did you think of Denzel in Gladiator 2?
I thought he was excellent. That script, not very good, but Denzel chewing the scenery in the best way possible. And for that, I do think he deserved an Oscar nomination because that is very hard to do. When you have a bad script, it's hard
he's used to having tight scripts. His last 100%. Few scripts, August Wilson, William Shakespeare.
Period. He's used to working with some of the greatest texts ever. And for him to bring that kind of performance to a movie that was very mid, excellent work, sir. Excellent work.
Well, excellent work to you, Desmond. Thank you so much for joining us here at Views from AmandaLand. Y'all give it up for Desmond. I enjoyed laughing and learning with you. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your friends. Also, listen to the podcast. It's available everywhere pods are casted. Listen ad-free by subscribing to Patreon Amanda Seals. Come on and join the Seals Squad. Views from AmandaLand, live 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Wednesday, with content on Thursday and Friday at YouTube Amanda Seals TV.